This is a spring that comes out right up here, and it just runs for a short distance here and then goes back underground here. I'll just show you. And it goes under right by this huge tree here. Monster tree, it just goes right under here. Now, there's another tree, or a spring, up that direction. And it's coming down this way. There's 3 or 4 of them right in this zone, and they come from way up top, and they come down. I'll get this back in the holder. Just hang on a sec, we'll put it in the holder. So that spring pops out of the ground just over there again. And then as you keep going down, it keeps popping out. Just drops in, drops out. And I'll show you around here a little bit. We're in a heavy canopy area. This is, I like hiking these regions because they're shaded. And there's no underbrush because it's all shaded, so they self-limb and everything under here. Now that other spring's just up that way. But Kai and I, there's Kai right there. Kai and I, we can come up here and just take our time, hike through here, and just have a nice day because it's cool. It's really, really hot out. But we're able to motor in here and have a pretty nice afternoon. And she wanted to get out this afternoon, so I thought, well, I'll take and we'll come up this ridge. And it's like a ravine all the way to the top. And we're in this real good cover the whole way. And it makes it wonderful. Now with your elk on in the summer, you want to hike in the tall timber like this where there's no direct sunlight on the dog if you can help it. And what that does is keeps the dog a whole lot cooler. And then the ground is cool in their feet here. They can motor around in here and just have a pretty good time. And we just keep moving up or down the hill, whichever way you're going. If you start at the bottom, I'll move up. If you're starting at the top, work your way down. But you don't want direct sunlight on a double coat dog in the summer. You want to hike where there's always constant shade. And so in the summer I always hike the tall timber where it's really high canopies, and then it's cool down here. And it's actually considerably cooler at the floor. And especially if you're hiking where these regions are these springs, because then the ground is much cooler. And so her feet are getting chilled all the time. Plus she can walk in and out of the water as she needs. I can sit where it's cool, all of that. So yeah, this is a real good day to do this when it's hot out. You can't do much else with the dog. They want to stretch a little. And you got an older dog, you can just take her for a nice easy cruise and let her wander up here. It's really quite good. Now, Kai is the grandmother to the litter that Rita has, and Ritu is the other grandmother. She's Karu's mother. Karu and Kai had Rita. Rita was bred to Pretty Boy Leaf, and Rita has 8 pups, really great pups. And we've got people waiting to get those pups. They're phenomenal. They're about 6 weeks old now. And some of the best genetics in the world are in that litter. The other great litter that we've got on the ground is Kaliva. Kaliva has a litter of 8 down in Idaho. Tammy and Chris are sending me lots of photos of that. Linda and Daryl have Rita in Montana, around that Eureka, Montana area. So if you're looking for a really great family dog, you can get a hold of me because I do have 2 litters down there. One's in Idaho, one's in Montana. And Karu is the father of Kaliva. Pretty Boy Leaf's the father of both litters. Now this type of behavior that Kai's showing, she's instinctively bred for this work. She's just trying to go around and check what's going on around me, look around, sniff around, never head out, just be quite content to stay with me. Once I start moving, she's just ready to start moving again. And this is an excellent dog for families that want to get out of the city, get out of the rat race to chaos, the whole chaotic scene, and get out to where you can ground out and do some forest healing and spend some time in nature where it's quiet, nobody around. Air is clean, clean water, all of that. This dog is bred for this. This is the best dog in the world for this activity. And it's the oldest known dog for this activity. And there's very little training involved in this. You can literally just start hiking with this dog. It's so phenomenal. Now I'm going to see if she'll come up here and visit with me a little bit. I'll just set that about there. Maybe that should be okay. Hi. She's on her way, I think. Kai, come by me here. Kai. She might have something down by that creek there. I could probably go down there. Kai. Come right up here. How's my girl? What a fantastic girl. Jeez, you're a good dog. Oh my goodness. You're the best ever. You're the best ever. Yeah. I think it's the 17th. Tomorrow's Kai's birthday. I'll have a big party for her. And we'll celebrate. The ravens, they like to travel with us. They're hanging around. Did you know that the ravens always travel with the elk hounds? They have for centuries. We have a pair that nests right above the yard, right above the pens. And whenever we're up here, they come and say hello. We saw the big golden eagle circling around up over there. He's hunting rodents. Yeah, so Kai's turning to be 10. She's 10 years old. Her and Tika. Now, Tika's the famous mother of sage, willow, aspen, and cedar. And sage is now bred to Karoo, and aspen is bred to Karoo. We'll be having litters out of them in a month and a half or so. And that is phenomenal, those two litters. They're going to be unbelievable because they're pretty unique girls. Sage is a pretty boy leaf daughter, and aspen is a Swick's daughter. Swick's was that dog we brought from Sweden. He came over and we got a collection out of him. Paul Cooper brought him. Phenomenal matchup to put Swick's and Karoo together with Tika's background. But when you're looking for a family dog, you want a low-key dog that's out here that you don't have to panic, you don't have to worry about. You can just hike, you can just have a nice time. It's just a great dog to be out in the wilderness with. And they're instinctively bred for it, and all our lines are working lines, so they're the best handler-focused dogs there is. So they just hang out with you and hunt with you, work with you. They're exceptional dogs. Now, I'm going to do another video soon on my survival dog series and talk a little bit about that, but a little more about that. But today I just wanted to show you the area we're hiking, the region, how to keep them out of the hot sun and keep them in these cool zones. And these cool zones are just the answer for picnics and that sort of thing. You can come up here and there's no risk of any problems or causing any problems in the wilderness, hiking these regions. It's just a great place to hike, and cool and nice, easy to move through. It's either uphill or downhill because obviously the water is always in trenches and valleys where you've been washing for years, but it's always a nice easy going thing. And for centuries the trees been falling every so often, and you got these little areas that you work on, and it's really a dream to hike through here. These old cedars, they take forever to break down. When they do break down, they don't really disappear. They're just kind of new mounds in here. Really phenomenal. So it's nice going in here. And then, of course, you got water, which is the key. Right now, most of the springs are getting low, and so it's only these zones that remain through the heat of the summer. And then once the fall rains come, they'll all take charge again. But these areas will keep water in a certain few spots all year round. And when we hike up, we go way, way up, and you see me on those videos way, way up. And we're out there, and there's always pockets up there. That's where that main spring starts. And so she bubbles there, she flows down, she bubbles through here, she flows down, bubbles out there, and they just keep coming out. Kai, come. Come right here. Right. How's it going anyway? What have you been up to? Eh? What have you been doing? Phenomenal dog. Healthy. Yeah. We feed raw, and we think raw is the best for these dogs. This dog, this lineage, has been fed raw since the beginning of time, and this is an exceptional lineage. Kai's had 6 litters. She's had 34 pups. She runs around like she's 2. Very, very stout female, very powerful, still dominant dog, and gets around excellent, no issues whatsoever. Just a great dog to hike with. She's working every night. I mean, bears are coming by, everything's coming around because of the creek behind the house. So she's busy all night long, and just steady. And Carew and Tico were giving her a hand. They were helping out last night, Carew and Tico. So yeah, it was pretty busy night, but they got everything handled. Well, I'll give you a swing around again, and then I think we'll just motor our way down. I'm going downhill now, just easy going, but yeah, pretty great spot here. And it's fairly wide. There's another big spring way over on that side, flows down over there. So yeah, I sell elk hounds, so if you want to have one of these dogs, just get a hold of me. I have the best dogs in North America. I have some of the very best in the world, and I ain't just blowing smoke either. Those are facts. But dogs like this lineage, I've been running this lineage for a long time, like a very long time. Those pups of Rita are 5 generations. And you can imagine going through 5 dogs, 5 generations, all the same lineage all the time. You can go a long time. And the way they carry the genetics and carry forward, we're going to keep this lineage strong and healthy, and it's a very diverse genetic. Carew, of course, first time in North America for that genetic. So you end up with a really, really diverse dog. Genetic diversity is a key feature in health of a dog. And genetic diversity is how far apart the genetics are. And because Carew's genetic is out of that northern Finland hunt line, they rarely, if ever, get out of that northern region up there. but they bring really good dogs from Norway and stuff over to them, and those are exceptionally gifted master breeders over there. And as I'm a preservation breeder, the master breeders all work as a team to make sure we get the very best dog that is in the region, so that we can preserve these old lines. This line of Kai is found nowhere else. We're the only breeder with this genetic left. And so they work with us to help preserve that genetic. It's a phenomenal team of breeders over there. There's quite a few of them, and they're really, really good. And so they select Karoo. They basically said, this is the breeder that will send the male, and this is the lineage, and they help us preserve this old genetic. So it's really a gifted line of dogs. Ritu is a triple champion over there, and if you've ever saw how difficult it is for a dog to stay on, say, a moose, if they're on a moose and they're staying on it, if they've been trained for bear, if a bear was to cross the trail and be just a slight bit fresher, lots of dogs would switch and go to the bear. Or if the dog is trained on moose and comes across, or the other way around, it could switch and go to a moose if it's on bear. It takes a really gifted dog to stay on what they're put on. And Ritu is a moose champion. She excels. And she's also a bear champion, excels at that, and can stay on them. And then, of course, she's so beautiful, they put her in show after she wins her championship, and she won a show championship. Karoo's dad, also double champion. These are extreme hunt dogs, and very, very, very strong, healthy dogs. So the genetic diversity of this litter is phenomenal. And we've got background in this dog of incredible. And then Kaliva's is just loaded with great dogs too. I could talk for days on hers. So yeah, and the Sage and Aspen litters are both 5th generation pups coming. Those two, Kai and Sage and Willow's mother Tika, are full sibling sisters. So the Rita litter, Sage litter, Aspen litter are almost all identical. And it's just going to be some incredible. So yeah, as far as the very best outdoor recreation off-leash family dog, this lineage is incredible. Kai, come up. We'll head out. Kai. Come by me. Phenomenal dog. Beautiful female. Absolutely perfect. Flawless dog. Has no flaws. Come by me. Good. Show dog that guy. Kai's the daughter of the world famous Tora and Bram. Found. Yeah, these springs, great for the dogs. All right, I'll wrap this baby up.